Now we're speaking about Sober and Sexy.
Yeah.
Now this is January here. I'm just going to hold it up so we can see. Tell me about the concept behind this, because we see here a beautiful young lady. She's posing nude. What can we expect to see throughout the pages of the calendar?
Well, all the models are nude. The idea came from the film Calendar Girls, where this group of women posed nude for a cancer charity. So I decided to do the same sort of thing for people in recovery. As far as I know, no one else has done it, which is surprising when you think, you know, there's many charities that could do with benefiting from money by raising money this way. And, you know, we've got nothing to hide anymore. You know, as I said, you know, society gives a lot of stigma and shame towards addiction. But, you know, when we get clean, we're not bad people. We have a disease. And, you know, I work an abstinence-based program, which has saved my life. And if you work the program, you know, people can stay clean. You know, there's lots of a myth about people were constantly relapsing and craving and they were miserable. The recovery community in Cape Town is vibrant, and you know, socially there's a lot of joy, a lot of levity, a lot of laughter, and I think people who have come from such dark places can so much more appreciate the smaller things in life, and just gathering around for coffee or dinner. 30 seconds is a great way that we get together and have games nights. You know, I mean, the flip side from how the desperation has turned into hope, and that's what I want to convey, is that if I can do it, anybody can.
Tell me about some of the stigmas that you've faced as a recovering addict.
Well, I think particularly with people who are not in recovery. I mean, most of my social life are people in recovery. But, you know, I'm quite open about it. I want to shout about recovery. You know, I'm proud to be nearly 4 years clean. But a lot of people will look, you know, will tilt their head, oh, shame. And but mostly, personally, I've experienced positive feedback. But I know that a lot of people don't want to tell their work colleagues. You know, certain members of the family won't understand. So, you know, my family is actually back in the UK, but they've been very, very supportive. And it's actually had a great knock-on effect with them getting some treatment as well.
They must be so incredibly proud of you. Now I want to talk about some of the other poses here. I'm going to just slip over to February. How did you choose what each person was going to be doing and how you were going to put the calendar together? Well,
obviously I wanted them nude, and I just had a conversation with them. I said, just relax, and I'm just going to, you know, each shoot takes about an hour, and I'll just do hundreds of photos, and we have a conversation, we have a giggle, try and make them relax. And I didn't really have particular set poses. I don't direct particularly. I just wanted to bring out the personality.
Now you're actually in the calendar.
Yes.
You're in September. Now tell us about the significance of September. We touched on it a little bit earlier in the interview, but tell us why you chose to grace the calendar on September. That's a beautiful photo.
Thank you. It's a self-portrait. I had a remote.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask you, how on earth did you take this picture of yourself?
Well, the relevance of me being September is that my clean date is in September. And, you know, we celebrate clean dates. They're like birthdays. You know, it's huge. It's actually, in a way, more significant sometimes than birthdays.
Wow, incredible. Now, the sales of these calendars are going to a charity. Which charity is it going to?
They are going to the Cape Town Drug Counselling Centre. And it's going to go towards treatment for those who can't afford it. So they offer programs for people with no money or little money, and they pretty much solely rely on donations.
Now, is there fear associated with going into rehab and actually reaching out to get that help?
Yeah, I mean, it's a terrifying prospect, considering that being sober wasn't an option for me my entire adult life. And so you're facing an abstinent life for the rest of your life. Addiction is a chronic disease, and it's progressive, and you need to abstain for the rest of your life. So it is terrifying, and in the early days it was tough. But you know, I work my program, and I do the suggested things, And not long after really plugging into the program, the obsession to use and drink was taken away, so I haven't craved for nearly 4 years now.
What advice do you have for anyone watching this who's experiencing that fear and they don't know how to take that next step to entering a rehab facility?
That's a tough one. Well, there is hope. And yes, it's scary. Yes, it's a complete life change. But for me, even though it was scary to put all the drink and drugs down, I knew I couldn't carry on. So, if someone's looking for a new way of life, there are solutions. There's solutions in an abstinence-based program which is free and available to all. There was also the rehab option, and then places like the Cape Town Drug Counselling Centre is offering free treatment. So, if you want a new way of life, there is a solution.
Well, the pictures are incredible. What do you hope people take away from this calendar?
That we can look at the lighter side of recovery. Let's not get stuck in, how grim it can be, and we all know that an addiction can take us to dark places. But let's look on the lighter side of recovery and the joy and the new way of life, and it can be sexy sometimes.
Now, this beautiful piece of work is just one of your prototypes. The calendar is actually not finished yet.
Nope.
How do we get our hands on it?
Okay, well, I am launching the calendar as an exhibition. This is on the 29th of September. Can I give the address and details?
Of course.
It's at a cafe called Issy in Bree Street. It's 130 Bree Street at 6 p.m. Also, there is a website, www.soberandsexy.co.za. And you can order calendars online and we can get them shipped to you. And obviously the calendar will be for sale on the exhibition. And I'm in the process of getting selected bookstores to stock it. But details will be on the website soon.
Fiona, thank you very much for coming in and sharing.
Thank you for having me.